Welcome to another episode of the Pony Oddcast. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, are the best people on the planet, Anonymous Alex and Jenna. How are y'all?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So, we brought our friend Tony P. Henderson here today, and he brought what might be my new favorite horse movie with him. Tony, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? The P stands for Ponyo. That's a horse, right? Wasn't Ponyo a horse thing?
Maybe?
I don't know.
I'm no kind of expert.
Or
No,
pony, whatever you prefer.
Pony.
Pony's a little, it gets a little weird really quick. So I was like, I'll go with Ponyo. Yeah. So I chatted with Tim offline, and he was like, we're gonna do, I don't know what the fuck. What did you say, Black Beauty or something? Like, hey, I need you to watch Black Beauty. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I was like, is that just what's next? He was like, no, you can pick whatever you want. I was like, yeah, why would I do Black Beauty? But then it dawned on me. He was like, as long as there's a horse. I was like, okay, yeah, I could do that. But then I didn't know a lot of horse movies. I was a little overconfident. I was like, yeah, I got a ton of horse movies. And then I didn't. So yeah, I brought Sorry to Bother You. Which admittedly I had seen previously, so I did know there was a horse element, and was excited to share it and watch it again. Admittedly, the whole plan, I was like, oh, this is gonna like be so weird. It's gonna like blow their mind. But then I listened to, what was your last episode?
Oh,
Flicka. Flicka, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was like,
Flicka.
oh, then it can't be any more weird than Flicka.
I don't know. I think you did it. Like, the only thing that Tony told me about this movie was, I promise there's a horse in it. That was all he told me. And I was
That
like, all
was
right,
more than I got.
I expected him to relay that.
Oh, sure didn't.
Nope.
In that the rule was, hey, there has to be a horse. Okay, cool. I at least want you to know I'm not completely trolling you. I'll at least follow the rule barely-ish.
I did tell Swan that asking Tony P for something is a bit of a monkey's paw. Like, I think you need to be prepared for what you're gonna get.
In fact, now I have to look this up. I told, oh yeah. Swan might have been on this chain. It was, we have like 1,000 different chains.
Yeah.
With the same 5 people. I don't understand. And I was so excited. It's been like 2 weeks now. And I was like, hey, have you guys seen Sorry to Bother You? And of course, nobody had. They're like, I heard of it. I was like, that doesn't help me. I was like, that's what I'm talking about on Horse Girls. I was like, here are the horses. And I sent a picture. They're like, okay. It has a horse. I was just told it has to have a horse. Here's a picture of said horse. There it is.
I was trying to do the math, like 3/4 of the way through the movie. I was like, we haven't seen the horse yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know, Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer's gonna ride in on this horse. This is what's gonna happen.
Well,
I wasn't right. But hey, Tony, before we start talking about it too much, why don't you tell me what happened?
I have to recap it. Okay, so Sorry to Bother You is, I think came out a few years ago. What are we now in? What year is this? 2024 or 5?
4. Yeah,
4, almost 5.
4.
This maybe came out, if I had to guess, 5 years ago. I probably could have looked it up. Directed by Boots Riley. I think it was his first movie he's ever directed. I want to say he's done music videos. That may not shock you. And It's takes place in Oakland, but it's not present day Oakland. It's like a what's the word? I don't know. Went into different. What do they call it? Alternate universe. It's an alternate universe Oakland that I don't really think there's anything that indicates that. I wouldn't have known that had I not read it. But just so you know, alt universe Oakland. And it is a guy kind of down on his luck, played by Lakeith Stanfield, and he has to get a job, and he gets a job at a call center. As I've worked at a call center. I don't know if you guys have. It's it rings true. And so as he works there, he meets Danny Glover, who clearly is getting too old for that shit, but he teaches him the secret to do well is to use his quote unquote white voice. Now, at this point, I will add, although that's a long standing joke, I don't openly support the idea of there being a white voice and a black voice. And I get it. I know the joke and I know what they're doing. But that's a whole nother conversation. But for the sake of the movie, he uses his white voice, which is more proper and I don't know. Tim, white sounding? I don't know. Using that voice, which by the way was David Cross.
Yes.
Was his white voice. And I think Patton did the other guy, Patton Oswalt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He then starts selling a bunch and making a ton of money and moves his way up in the ranks of the company, only to learn there's deeper, darker secrets in this company, which to your point, Tim, easily 80-90% of the way through the movie. He's moving up. It's kind of shady. And then, surprise, surprise, there's Equisapiens, which I promised. And it kind of just goes bonkers from there. And there's this whole man of the people, Martin Luther King Jr. parallel to the Equisapiens. And then there's this whole subplot of workers' rights and normal raid stuff. And I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. I really think he's 75% of the way through. They kind of have a bunch of threads that we got to really do something with these threads. But whatever, there's fucking Equisapiens. And I've been waiting for this moment and all the stars aligned. And then at the end, you're left to wonder, did Lakeith Stanfield become an Equisapien himself? And now what?
Yeah.
Now what?
I did. I love this movie though.
Tony, I got a bone to pick with you.
There's horses.
I just got our SEO to swing the right way, man. You don't understand. Our clicks, they were looking so good in the right direction.
Yeah, we started off some weird places with search.
Started off.
Stuff.
We haven't made it out yet. We're still there. And now we're just deep in it.
But I love our one person that keeps coming back through the weird sexual horse clicks. They came back. They went away and they said, actually, wait, I might like this podcast.
Yeah.
What do you expect algorithm SEO wise with a name like Horse Girls?
Oh, I know. It was an uphill battle.
You say that, and it sounds so obvious now. I was but a naive young horse girl when I first started this. I didn't know what the world held for me. Yeah, it does. It's
very Equisapien-like, I would argue. Yeah, next time here's the kicker. I'm sure y'all Googled it. I'm sure.
No.
But then the question is who has on safe search and who doesn't.
Yeah.
That'll skew your...
Yeah.
Tony, I went into this. I did not Google it. I did not look it up. I meant
the world Horse
found
Girl.
The title. Oh no, Horse Girls. I'd already knew that one. This movie, I just went for it. I didn't look up a single thing. Tim didn't tell me a thing.
Same though.
No. Can I tell you the thing that I've been waiting to tell you, Alex, for days?
Yeah.
Well, since we watched the movie. We had a conversation about a famous actor named Forrest Whitaker. And Alex, being a person who has not watched a lot of movies, has not seen a Forrest Whitaker movie. And of course, me and Jenna were both like, how is that possible?
I listened
And
to
then-
that episode, and I too was like, what? What did I get into? Like, that dude from True Blood has been dead for like 20 years.
So we go through this conversation, and then Jenna points out, hey, you're going to get to see a Forrest Whitaker movie because Forrest Whitaker is in the movie that Tony picked. And then the moment that Equisapien started talking and it was Forrest Whitaker's voice, and I realized that she still has never seen Forrest Whitaker in a movie. It made me laugh.
I didn't know that was him. I legitimately did not know. I was like, where is this going? This is about to get... Okay. I legitimately had no idea that was Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
That's so...
It cracked me up so hard because I'm like, she still's never seen him.
That's better than...
I don't know who it is that talks either because I don't know Forrest Whitaker's voice. So I still don't even know what that means.
I was on
so
the highway
happy.
and I was like, yeah, we all know. Yeah, come on. Ghost Dog. Oh shit, that's the
Ghost
one Tim
Dog.
said. And then there's the other one.
That's the same boat I was in. I was like, I know there's a million. I don't know what they are right now, but I know there's a million.
And why is it Ghost? Why is that the one?
I have no
Like-
idea. No idea.
Wasn't he in what's the one with the kid that plays chess?
Ooh.
It's not Searching for Bobby, or is it Searching for Bobby Fisher? No,
Oh,
I thought
maybe.
I thought it was there's some inner city chess movie, and he's like the old wise coach. Yeah, that's like, yeah, you can do it. Get out there. I'm Forrest Whitaker. So I want to hear from y'all. What, having gone into it blind, also knowing me, like, oh, here's a movie freaking Tony picked. What was that process like?
Okay, so this movie took me places by the end of it. I thought the casting for the white people voices was amazing. It was such good choices. But yeah, I'm just watching this movie and I'm like, I think this thing said it was a bit of a fantasy. And I'm like, I don't really like I guess there's some stuff that's not really with like the lifetime contracts or whatever. Like, okay, like maybe that's the bit that we're, and then like halfway through the movie, I realized that that's Tessa Thompson. And I was like, how did I not see that earlier? But yeah, and then all of a sudden the Equisapien pops out and I was like, oh, okay.
There it is.
Yeah, but like,
There
what's the
it is.
fantasy element? Is it the swinging
Yeah.
ropey horse dongs? Jesus Christ!
You know, we could have just checked your nostrils. I don't know why you went straight to...
That was so funny.
And I was thinking about this today. I was driving home. I had to go to the dentist. I'm driving back. And I was like, oh, I got to talk about this movie. I was like, were there female Equisapiens? I was like, I don't think so, because they clearly all had
Yeah.
slinging slings. I was like, I don't know. I guess I didn't think that far. They didn't really. There's a lot of stuff they didn't touch on.
Yeah.
Alex, as somebody who's never seen a movie,
Yeah.
what was that experience like for that to be one of the like 3 movies you've seen?
First of all, I think this is really gonna up whatever movie cred I ever need to say to anybody now. So super pumped about that. But like, this is my favorite of the. I'm going to play within the rules, but only by the barest constraints that's ever happened to me. And throughout most of this movie, here's my arc. I'm watching it. I'm trying to place myself in the world while watching a movie. That's a little bit difficult for me because this is only like the 3rd one I've ever seen. I feel like I have a handle on what's happening. I get very proud of myself because I'm like, that's Tobias Funke's voice. I know that guy. And then I like recognize Stephen Yeun because I've like seen The Walking Dead once maybe, or a poster. And so I was very proud of myself. And then I get to the point where I'm like, okay, it takes the twist into like the cocaine fueled parties. I'm like, okay, this is going like a statement sort of place. Like there's a sort of like background of work and what it means to people and blah, blah, blah. Then we switched into the Equisapient guys. And at the point where they have the main character in what amounts to a stall, a horse stall. It is a prison trailer with a little like bar to look through, and the light is shining on him in the same way that you see in like the horse trailers when they have that lighting, dramatic lighting through there. And then the horse equisapient guys come out to fight the main riot battle. I was like, this movie is so cerebral in a way that there will be dissertations written about it, and it is lost on me. I am an idiot and a fool that cannot comprehend the beauty of this movie.
But that's the thing. I don't think it can be comprehended.
No.
I admitted, so I've seen it twice. I saw it once a long time ago and then rewatched it last weekend. And not having horses on the front of my mind, I didn't think of the horse stall. I mean, they're in a truck. I was like, oh, it's just the truck. But it didn't dawn on me that it's like a horse trailer thing. And then I was like, wait, stall. They were in the restroom, but it is like there's only one stall. Yeah. So I didn't think you're shedding light on me. So I love it.
That's all I know.
I'm with you. What cracked me up with the movie was the journey of just when you think like, oh, I see where they're going. Okay, with the people on top and the workers' rights, you work your way up and you realize it's just bullshit. Oh, wait. What? So I can totally appreciate that journey.
The one of the funniest jokes to me was such a little like throwaway thing. And it was when the new boss tells everybody her name, and she's like, my name is Debo Cherry. And he's like, that looks like debauchery. Well, it's not.
It's not.
Which is totally like a Mrs. Bouquet joke.
Yeah.
And like, why is she, why did they bring in a new boss? What was the point of her character? Nothing.
Nothing.
Just to make that joke, I think.
It's like, there's a lot of dudes here. I feel like, sure, let's bring in a lady boss. There she is. Like, okay, all right, cool, you know.
But yeah, never once entered my brain that it could have been horse people.
Mm-mm.
Just
as soon as I saw the Mr. Bobo plate with the spiral of
Yeah.
what you think is Coke, I was like, oh, this is going a place right now. This is gonna go a place, isn't it? It went a place, that's for dang sure. It did not go the place I thought it was going.
Now you, Jenna, you of all people, of the 3 total of y'all, you were the one I was like, if somebody guesses horse cocks, it would be Jenna.
I knew that horse cocks were coming out at some point.
You've met me, and I've met you, and it's like, I know that you know that I know that you know. There's a horsecock thing.
Yeah.
actually,
yeah,
I think
it's happening.
she did say that at one point during the movie. She said, something is going to happen here. And she had this look on her face, and I'm like, are you talking like a Clerks 2 situation? And she said, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So...
Right on key. Like, that's not a jade door. Here it comes, horsecock. There it is.
Yeah.
That's
There
clearly
it
an
is.
olive door.
Don't go through the
like-
olive door. No, he said jade.
It's just so dumb. Like, that's how you stumble on this thing. You know, the guy doesn't clarify the differences in the... Like, it's just... People would spend time... Like, we got to come up with something good here. Nah. Just whatever, just something. We just got to get to the horses. I saw that movie. I want to say I saw it in the theater, and also went in totally blind. I just thought it was like oh, this looks kind of like groovy and hip and something different. Mm-hmm. I'll check it out. What? There's the turn and the curve are definitely to the left for sure.
Like an elegant banana.
I really liked the way that it resolved in the end, though. Without really resolving.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah, without really resolving. I like if a
I
turn
definitely
into...
like when the like written by popped up and then it plays the little like or
Yeah. Mhm.
filmed by and then it has the second little clip. I was like, oh, there's a second movie coming out, and then I never went further into that.
I'm glad I forgot about that, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh man, they're gonna turn this off immediately. Like as soon as a word pops up, they're like, we're done. We are never. He is never coming back. Never. So I realized later, I was like, oh, we could have done Dr. Horrible. So you can add that to the list.
Yeah.
I saw, the reason I mentioned that, last weekend I saw a local theater here did like Dr. Horrible. It was real small, but regardless, it was Dr. Horrible. And I was like, man, that's a lot of horses for me in one weekend. And that's it. Those are the two horses that I know. Bad Horse and Equisapiens.
Yep. That's quite a set.
It was a good weekend. Yeah, it was a good weekend.
Dr. Horrible's was great.
Is Bad Horse an Equisapien?
Ah.
And I think he's a full thoroughbred, right? Because he's a thoroughbred of sin.
Thoroughbred
is
of sin,
Thoroughbred of
yeah.
sin. That's true.
So I mean, since you mention it, the thing with Bad Horse in the TV, the movie version, he's just a straight up regular horse, and that is the most brilliant. They talk about him through the whole thing. You think he's going to be a character. He's like, Moist isn't really he's a person who's moist. So who is this character that calls himself Bad Horse? Nay, it's a real horse. That's to me, the greatest thing ever. Clearly in the play, they're not going to bring in this very back of a coffee shop, $20 production. They're not going to bring out a real horse. So it was just a person in a horse head with like these priest robes or something on. I'm sure it's whatever they had, but I would just rather them not even show a horse and just leave it to, for people that have never seen it. I'm like, no, he's supposed to be a real horse. It's not a chucklehead in a horse. Sorry. I've been thinking about that for a whole week.
No, that's important.
Had you not asked, I wouldn't have brought it up, but,
You could do some real cheap shadow work.
Yeah.
And make that work.
Yeah.
You could get a Shetland for $5.
Oh my God, Bad Horse being a fucking Shetland, that is great.
Wait, where are these
we already
Shetlands
know.
for $5 a pop?
I mean, they're
Facebook.
So they're just like the super little guys, but they're evil as hell. So everybody
I'm
just wants to
familiar with
offload
Shetland
them.
ponies.
Yeah. They just want to get them out.
Well, you can just buy them for $5 or rent them.
Listen, you could probably just take one.
Because, now what? Now they're stuck with this pony? Like, I get maybe
they
they
are
wouldn't
stuck
want
with the
to,
pony.
they wouldn't want to bring a pony to a coffee shop.
Yeah, but like a Shetland will
I
fit in
would.
an apartment. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like a dog.
Also out here in Texas, I went to a wedding once, and they have beer donkeys. Are y'all familiar with the beer donkeys?
No.
I've seen pictures of it,
Yeah.
and I am very familiar with them. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
them.
Yeah, it is. It was half the reason I came to the wedding. It was Mike and Steph's wedding. And they said, we're going to have beer donkeys. And I said, I'm going to be there, which I had not yet previously said. But I was like, if we're doing that, I don't even really drink. But I was like, fuck it, the donkeys are bringing it out.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? The little donkey waiters?
So it's two. Yeah, well, this particular one, it was, they're donkeys that have like little feed bag type things on them. And then just fucking ice and coolers on their feed bag and just beers. They just walk around and you take the beers. And that's
donkeys.
it. It's not even really that clever, but the
Yeah.
beer donkeys, there's donkeys with beer. I don't really know what more
No?
you
Yeah.
could want.
You don't need
I
more.
have a new idea for a panel at Dragon Con.
Yeah.
Beer donkeys.
Yeah,
Beer
just
donkeys.
during the panel. Doesn't matter what the subject matter is.
Now these, so of course, get to the wedding, and I'm like, I'm there with Emily Swan, and like we show up. I'm like, all right, bye. Like I don't want to be here. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm beelining to the beer donkeys, chatting up. There's like a real cowboy, and by cowboy, it was a dude with a cowboy hat. He did not put it on me, by the way. Which
Bummer
I would not
for
have
you.
been. I would not have been ready. I did not know.
I didn't see. I'm not the only one. That makes me feel better.
It makes sense because I was like, "Hey, man, can I wear your cowboy hat?" And he was like, "The hell you can." And I was like, "Oh, all right, bro."
I ain't into that.
Jeez, yeah. What do you think? I'm trying to sleep with you or something? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
But the beer donkeys, I don't know. They had like, I think it was like tequila and barley or something, where some alcohol related names. And they dressed him up all fancy. He was like, yeah, the mother of the bride knit this blanket that had, I was like, what the, what? And so we laid, and there's this quote from the bride, just show me the donkeys. And yeah, they were great, man. I got to hold one, like the reins. I was losing my mind, and it kind of pulled for half a second. I was like, holy shit, look at this. Yeah, man, they were great. If anybody gets married anytime soon,
Beer
you want me
donkeys.
to be there.
That's how to get you.
Just get beer donkeys.
That does seem like something that Mike and Steph would have. That's fucking cool.
I
Yeah.
don't even know how it
Fucking
came up. Like
Beer donkeys.
I don't know. They saw it somewhere, heard it somewhere, and yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, it was a good time. Not to rub it in to those that missed it, but
No.
But like,
I mean-
to rub it in a little though.
I mean, I saw beer donkeys who didn't, and that's just
Yeah.
just a fact.
I am super glad that you picked this movie.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You sent me a message that you were enjoying, and I'm glad, because obviously there was a portion of a bit, but behind the bit was a movie that I legitimately did enjoy, and so I'm glad you enjoyed it as well. And I don't think it gets a lot of views, so I'm glad it could get 3 more or 1 if you guys are all in the same room, but whatever.
That was the thing that sort of blew me away when I'm watching it, because I don't think I'd heard of the movie. If I had, it hadn't stuck with me. But the cast was amazing. Like, top to bottom. How did this get away from me?
It kind of flew under the radar. I mean, it's definitely weird, man. Like, it's not, main, pop culture. And I feel like they made that movie before a lot of those folks got big.
Maybe.
I feel, and I'd have to look that up, but I feel like, like before Tessa Thompson was really big, but definitely before Marvel, Lakeith Stanfield isn't huge, but he's gotten bigger. So yeah, I think it just kind of, I don't know, it got everyone right before they were too big. The Equisapiens now, everybody knows who they are.
That's true.
They're popular.
Yeah.
But to have Forrest Whitaker and Danny Glover in what I would call smaller roles.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's...
Man, okay,
Oh,
we
it's
didn't even talk about the TV series inside of a movie that they had called I Got the Shit Kicked Out of Me. Where the whole premise of the show is people just get the shit beat out of them on the show. That is my new favorite TV show.
And the only discernible exchange that I could comprehend was they would show a clip of your choosing with no limitations if you got the shit kicked out of you.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it sort of seemed to depend on the person as to who got dipped in piss or who got dipped in shit after getting the shit kicked out of them.
I mean, is that not modern day TikTok?
Kinda.
Like, I feel like the statement there was like, it's just, cheap, crappy, garbage TV. Now, granted, the artist, Tessa Thompson, she was way off on the other end of the experimental or, avant-garde art.
That stuff was so my jam, though. I love
The
that.
experimental art.
I would have been one of the people throwing frickin' cell phones immediately. It's so good. And it just felt like it's giving me tingles, even though I know it was supposed to be ridiculous. I was just like, this is good, though.
But it's so perfectly realistically ridiculous. That
Right.
is especially as art majors ourselves, that's the shit that they were this is the cerebral, you have to understand it. The artists are getting hurt and bruised for the when she put on the helmet, I was like, well, that's when the art show jumped the shark. That it's over now.
Yeah, she's not willing to commit.
Yeah, she's not willing to commit to
You
this
have to
bit.
bleed for this.
Remind me, what was she quoting? It was a show or movie.
Oh, God.
Oh, crap.
I've
It was
forgotten.
something silly.
Yeah. I've forgotten. But the part that struck me the most realistic of this movie was when he gets hit in the head with a soda can, and then it gets 11 million views and Halloween costumes made of it.
Uh-huh.
I like the line of children.
Yeah.
I mean, is that not just modern day Hawk-Tuah girl?
Yeah,
It is.
entirely
100%.
Hawk-Tuah.
And then she gets the soda contract for being the one that throws the soda.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
Well, at the end, the Equisapiens rise up. We can
Yeah.
only assume.
So that's the takeaway from this movie is if you haven't seen it, go see it. Be aware of what you're getting into, but go see it because it's really
Yeah.
I don't think
No, that's
they
one-
have to be aware.
Yeah, that's one I
Yeah.
usually like to recommend people watch with like a date or their parents or like.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have like really conservative parents, go watch that movie with them. You're gonna have a great night.
That's the one, yeah, where they make fun of white people, and yeah, that's
It's gonna
that
be
definitely
so
the
fun.
one.
I would love to watch this movie on a first date. Like that would inform like immediately. I'd be like yes or no based on the reaction
Yeah.
of this movie.
Yeah. That would be a super easy yes or no.
Yes, it would.
Oh man, so yeah, that was. Sorry to bother you. I did like the they didn't do it long, but I thought it was kind of a interesting, I don't know, clever visualization when he's calling the people and then he's like
Yeah.
literally dropping in their house. You're
Yes.
kind of seeing what's going on. The interruption, you know, whatever it may be, that you have going on, you know, it showed the interruption of those people, those telemarketers.
Yeah, that was really good. I liked the transitions, like as he's moving up through the ranks, and it's showing his surroundings changing around him. But also, my favorite part of all of that was the picture of his dad. The way that it changed throughout the movie to like just a standard picture of dad to I'm fucking ashamed as hell to you know what, I'm really proud of you again. It was so good.
Which, by the way, we forgot to mention, what's his face, as far as names go, was his uncle slash...
Terry Crews.
Oh, Terry
landlord.
Crews. Yeah.
Terry Crews. Yeah.
Terry Crews, who is just amazing in all things.
Yes.
And ironically, not the silly one
No.
No.
at all.
No.
I was like, well, Terry Crews is surely going to do something. Oh, no, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
never mind. Yeah.
Not gonna walk around with a shotgun, just yelling "woo, woo" as he shoots it over and over again. No, okay, that's fine. No, yeah, he's got range, is all I'm saying.
He's got something, that's for sure.
Okay. So now that we've talked about the movie, Alex.
Yeah.
What do you have for us for horse news?
I have really cool horse news today, actually.
Well, good, because we have Tony with us, and I would only want cool horse news.
I had to source the best for Tony, so I did.
Nice.
So this is a type of equus creature called a Persian onager. And it is a basically a type of wild donkey. There's less than 600 of them left in the wild, and one was just born at the Cheshire Zoo. So he's a super important conservation landmark, I should say. And he was literally just born, and he's a sweet little baby. He was born in August. I have to show you a picture. He's so freaking cute. But they've been trying to get these guys. There's only two groups of them in the wild right now.
Oh my god.
I don't know why it won't focus, but there you go. Cute little baby. They got like a mane running down their whole back. There's only two groups of them out in the wild right now, and they are both super not in great areas. So conservation, endangered. This guy, very important. So, yeah. They're also called wild asses, which makes me laugh.
It's like the Neo, the chosen one of wild asses, if you will.
No. Oh.
So like, seriously, what are they? So what now? Like, do they? I mean, I know it was just born, but like, is there a plan? Do they breed them? Do they? Who birthed that one? Are there more? Like, you know,
There are
That's
more
a lot of pressure, Tony.
to put on the wild ass
Yeah.
himself.
I mean, it's
When are we gonna
the
Black leather jackets that say wild asses on the back. That's all I'm saying.
I'm in.
Well, his mom specifically was named Azita to answer that question. But they're basically going to continue their breeding program in captivity and, of course, try to, breed them all with as much genetic diversity as they can. Their two groups are in Iran. So depends on when they can conserve them and collect more and release them into the wild and all that kind of stuff. So it's a changing situation, but at least having the captive breeding program will help them keep the species alive and preserve their DNA.
It's not a Shetland pony situation. They're
Not a
just
Shetland pony situation at all.
giving them away for a nickel or nothing.
Yeah, I think it's less than $600 in the wild right now. So
That's like $10.
that's like
one of those.
$15 even.
That's legit super fascinating, though.
Yeah,
Beer,
they're pretty cool.
beer wild asses.
We could,
Like
oh my God, get them from the zoo, strap beer to them.
Yeah,
Booming
That's
population in no time.
that's when you know you're balling, right? You don't have beer
Mm-hmm.
donkeys, you have beer wild asses.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the guy that owns these donkeys, like, he owns the donkeys regardless. So it's like a donkey side hustle. You can fucking strap beers to them. Now there's a whole new industry of like this whole new wedding thing. Cause he was like,
You know that how this started was him and his buddies were having a bonfire and they're like, hey, we could put the beers on the donkeys. They can bring them out here to us. Like, you know that's
check it
how
out.
that went
Dun,
down.
dun, dun, dun. It's like a wedding. Holy shit. Like,
You gotta do that, brother.
Oh,
and here we are. I'll send a picture.
I was
Okay.
already thinking about getting a donkey, and now I'm kind of like really sold because this could be the one pet I have that might earn me some money.
I was like, for $5 in, like, that's
Yeah,
that's
right?
printing money.
yeah.
And it was crappy beer. Like it was what are they called? Lone Star,
Oh,
which
of course it was Lone
is.
Star.
Are you familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
it's
like
thematic.
someone's like,
Many
that's
a
the
night in Texas.
you get it. It's
Yeah.
like the generic, the PBR of Texas is Lone Star.
As someone
And-
that went to college in Milwaukee, I suddenly understand more than I ever wanted to.
Milwaukee. That's the what's the old Milwaukee beer?
PBR. PBR?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's what made
I always
Milwaukee
assumed-
famous.
Gotcha.
Tony was like, it's generic beer. And I'm like, bah, generic beer. It's the PBR of Texas. And I was like, well, hold on, Tony. You're giving me mixed messages.
That's so fancy.
you know, yeah, I know, right? Like,
We need to talk about Natty Light.
Somebody who does not drink a lot. If I drink a beer, it's a Coors Light. Anything less than that is
uncivilized.
cheap beer, as far as I'm concerned, which means nothing. But anyways,
I-
put the beer on the. And here's the thing: I'm gonna let you know a little secret. It could be a soda donkey. It's the same, like
Now we've got
satchel and
Utah on our
cooler.
sights.
Yeah. It could be a 7-Up donkey. So yeah, whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be cold beverages. It could be,
Okay.
I don't know, snacks.
What if one
Chips and
side
salsa.
of donkey is
Queso.
like liquor, one side of donkey is mixer, guy rides on donkey mixing drinks the whole time?
I think there's a licensing thing.
Don-
Yeah, you gotta like
donkey bar.
get like a brown bag license or something. I don't know. There's no licenses for beer in Texas. You can just put beer on animals. Like nobody cares. Liquor, hard liquor, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or abortions, either or. They really start digging in and really regulating.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll send a picture. There's a picture of me on Facebook somewhere where I'm in a suit and shades and have the biggest smile you have ever seen me have. That was the one. That was from the beer me holding the beer donkeys.
So is that like the most interaction with any sort of equine animal that you've had?
I am sure I've ridden a horse as a child, like at a theme park. Like oh crap, they got horses. I think I've ridden a horse once, or a pony,
Yeah.
on like a tethered circle type thing. Years ago, we had a work event at this like farm where a buddy of mine did a lot of work with like veterans, and it was like they did this veteran support thing, and they would come out and do training and stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, they got horses." I was like, "Whoa, like real horses?" So I I don't know, petted one or two of those horses. That was kind of neat. That was probably the extent of it. My friend's daughter rides horses, but I've never been.
Yeah.
I do know this. There's a mean horse at their horse place, and that is Paco. Paco the horse is apparently ornery. That's what horses are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's it.
Exclusively.
And then this movie and Dr. Horrible, that's all of the horses. I've played chess a couple times. All the horses.
I do love that that's part of Tony's like entire like knowledge base of horses is the local neighborhood bully horse.
Yeah, they make a name for
I
themselves.
love it. Yeah.
So so I'm being 100% serious. It's so fascinating to me when people like do regular stuff with horses because it's so foreign to me.
Yeah.
And so when like my friend's dog, like, oh yeah, she goes and like puts all the horse stuff on it and rides it around, and I was like, you can do that? Like, why would you do that? Yeah, and then there's the other horse, and there's Paco, and then what? And you can just walk up. You can just talk to the horse.
What's even more bonkers, as a guy whose experience with horses started when we started this podcast, is like Alex rides horses, Jenna rides horses. We went and saw Alex's friend Veronica. You want to talk about bonkers shit? Go watch somebody who does like trick riding. And I'm like, not only are you hanging around horses, you learn how to hang off of horses and ride two horses at the same time while standing up. Like, that just blows my mind.
I need to learn that. I need to learn how to hang off of a horse.
That's the easiest part. Suicide drag, you can do day one. Everything else, harder.
I started to do it. It wasn't intentional.
He fell off a horse.
Yeah.
If we ever get a chance to take Tony to see Veronica,
Yeah, we
Oh,
absolutely should.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's amazing.
This person has no idea who I am. You can tell her, I want to see her on a horse. Like, who the fuck is that guy?
Just walk up to
Yes,
her and
I'm
go,
in.
"Good, Veronica," and you're in.
She would love it, honestly.
I'm trying to I thought I had another. Oh, I've been to the Budweiser tour in St. Louis, and the Clydesdales were there. A couple of them were there.
Nice.
And you would have thought I saw like a movie star, like a TV celebrity.
They are
Absolutely.
celebrities.
They are.
Like, oh, that's the horse from
Yeah.
I've seen them on TV.
So in one of the areas by me where they keep the Budweiser Clydesdale, specifically one of the breeding operations, they wanted to make sure that their feet were going to grow out from when they were foals to when they're adults, because keeping Clydesdale's feet like healthy is really hard because they tend to splay out and crack and everything. So my farrier that I had used for like 15 years, her mentor, the one that taught her, Ida, was the one that did all of the barefoot trimming for all of the foals and like kind of revolutionized how all of that grew out and everything, and how to trim them and keep their feet healthy until they got shoes on. So that's my connection to the Budweiser Clydesdales.
Again, super fascinating.
Yeah.
Like, so what is the function of the horseshoe? What does the horseshoe do other than I just thought it provided like a sole on the bottom, like something to walk on?
So many things. Okay, so there are 5 billion shoes in the world, and you can, like, because they are literally forging them in many cases right outside, you can do so many different things. So the classic horseshoe, the one you think of that just goes around the front, has the gap in the back, goes on there.
From the Lucky Charms, yep.
Exactly. That one can be for just making, when they're walking on roads, keeping their feet solid, making sure that when they're going on hard surfaces, they don't chip up the toes, things like that. Some horses are a little bit sensitive, because, especially thoroughbreds, because we breed them for pleasure. Like, they're not bred to exist for long periods of time, right? We have to feed them a ton of food to keep them fit. They use so much energy. They don't have good feet. They don't have blah, blah. That's changing in the industry, but generally that's where we are right now. So it's like just to keep their feet from like splitting out, cracking. It's to keep them from, feeling the turf too much, and if they're too sensitive in the sole because they don't have enough like hoof wall between the bone and the bottom of their foot. And then you can get into backwards shoeing if your horse has rotation of the bone in the foot, and that can like fix that. Or you can put wedges in the shoes, which is literally a wedge pad that like adds padding to correct an angle issues so they're comfortable. Or you can have rocking shoes, which is what happens when you need the horse to have like a little bit of motion to their feet. And like, you can do 1,000 things with shoes. It is so cool. There's so much tech there now and so much science behind it now. It's buck wild.
All news to me. Like, you know, and again, legitimately fascinating that they have Nike tech levels of athletic research.
They have stud
in their
shoes, like
shoes.
football. Like you can.
I got
have
a couple
studs
pairs
in
of
there.
those.
Yeah, so do horses.
Time to put on my stud shoe. They're like 4-inch lifts, but whatever, you know. Don't judge. And so you said your friend to this person, you know, basically takes care of. Now I'm not being like the horse feet to make sure they're groomed and healthy and
Yep. She trims them to make sure they grow the right way. Yeah, all sorts of stuff.
What is one's path to get into horse feet specialization?
Well, I think most of the farriers I know are, I have to pay my bills and I don't want to go become a doctor and leave my horses, so I'm going to learn how to trim them and then make other people pay me. But there's a lot of passion behind keeping your horse comfortable and set up for success. And that all starts in the feet. Like the feet are such a big part of the entire structure. They affect everything.
Gateway to the soul.
Yep, pretty much.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. What is you say farrier?
Yep,
is
farrier.
that correct? What is a farrier?
They are someone that takes care of horse feet. So you can have barefoot trimmers. You can have a full farrier is one that like actually makes the shoes, puts them on, hot shoes, cold shoes, all that stuff.
Gotcha. And so I've never heard that term in use of horse shoes or feet or hooves or whatever they have. So it's a farrier is specifically someone that does horse feet stuff. Yep. It's like a horse podiatrist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
If you haven't gotten any of the hoof videos on TikTok, they are probably the best thing in the world.
Trimming.
Yeah.
I will get not on that, but as much as, and I mean this 100%, as much as interesting as that is to me, like, oh wow, I've never heard this is all new knowledge. I'm not gonna go that far.
You know what? That's kind of me before we start this podcast. Like,
and now look at you on horsefoot TikTok.
If somebody said
talk
something about horseshoes, I'd be like, yeah, I know what a horseshoe is. They wear shoes, and you'd have been like, well, why? I'd have been like, they wear shoes.
Yeah, fashion.
Yeah,
why wouldn't they?
yeah. Makes neat noises, I guess. I don't.
They go honka honka every time they step. When they gallop, so you know they're coming. Now I'm thinking, like, can they put taps on them?
They probably could.
Surely there's a tap dancing horse somewhere.
Yeah, it has to have been
in all the fucking world.
Yeah,
yeah,
has to have been.
They carry beers. I'm sure one of them's tap dancing. Is there more horse news? I have all night for horse news. I will stay here
until we're done with news. All the news.
All you have to do is say the right like key phrase, and it will turn Alex to like fact machine for like the next 30 minutes. It's great, and she gets so excited. It's wonderful.
I'm excited to learn it and hear it.
Yeah, it's cool.
I just don't know the secret words like pigeons, huh?
We could talk about pigeons all day too.
Oh, and then there's Buckets the drummer. That's also a horse. I watch that horse every other week or so.
That's true too.
I was introduced to that drama recently, and I don't know that I was prepared for the entire montage of Bucket's life that took place before the drums kicked in.
There's so much. I mean, that's just one small part in the timeline of Buckets the drummer.
I don't think I've ever seen a timeline.
As far as content goes, I gotta be, that's a pretty solid piece there.
Yeah.
Buckets. He plays other characters. There's a whole green screen involved that you wouldn't even know, like, if you're not paying attention. Yeah, they really take the bit and expand it. I'm all for that. So there's the female Bucket. It's just the same horse head, but with lipstick, because I guess that's how, that's how you tell them apart.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Because apparently they all have schlongs, so It's the lipstick. That's how you know.
If we've learned anything from the movie we just saw, it's that.
Yeah. There must be like a little hyena in Equisapiens, right?
Is that a hemi-peeny comment? What is it? Is that what you call them? I don't know what you call them.
Is that what you call it, Tim? I
No.
don't know. I didn't realize it was that kind of show. That's cool, man. Like I don't judge.
Speaking of judging, though, what do you have for us for a quiz this week?
Oh,
Jenna.
I'm so glad you asked. I have a quiz, first of all. And because we did watch a movie, it is movie quiz time.
Okay, movie quiz.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Movie number 1, or piece of media, rather, I should say. Piece of media number 1 is a 2006 American psychological horror film directed by Simon West and written by Jake Wade Wall.
2006.
I don't even know what year this is.
I know. I don't know.
I don't know why. Like what year? And I'm like, when? And then I got to count on my finger. How long ago was that? All right. And you said written by who?
Written by
Simon West?
Jake Wade Wall. Directed by Simon West.
Okay. 2006. Got it. Don't know. Fuck, Alex got it. I can
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a movie, I'm sure of it.
Give me another clue so that I can put out shitty guesses.
All right. This film is a remake of Fred Walton's 1979 film of the same name, which became a cult classic for its opening 23 minutes, which this remake extends to a feature-length film.
Can I just openly guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last House on the Left?
Nope.
What year was the original?
The new one was released in 2006. The old one was 1979.
The old one had the super long opening, and the new one made that the whole length. Ooh. 79. Last House on the Left. Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Nope.
Ooh, that's a good guess though.
Twins.
See, I was thinking The Thing, but that's Carpenter, so like that's not right.
They didn't remake the thing.
Did they? Oh, I thought they did.
No, I don't think they did.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think any. They better not. Nobody else. Yeah, nobody else take that. There's been so many of these like horror movie remakes. I
Yeah.
think especially in, late 2000s like that. But I can't.
Fred Walton, you said?
Mhm.
Who is Fred Walton?
A famous
The
filmmaker
Waltons.
from the 70s.
Yeah, from the Waltons.
From the Waltons.
Good night, John Boy. Yeah.
Good night, Fred.
He took a weird turn. I don't know.
Yeah, give me
I don't know.
another clue. Give me another clue.
All right, I'm going to go into plot. A local sheriff enters a home where multiple homicides occurred. An intruder has killed 3 children and their babysitter using his bare hands.
Halloween.
No.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Oh no, that's directed by the other guy.
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear.
It's not Cocaine Bear.
He uses bare hands.
Have you seen Cocaine Bear?
No.
Not yet. No.
That's different bare hands.
I knew one of the, it was like a kid, one of the kid actors. I knew her like godmother or something, like her aunt or some crap. So I went and saw it with them, and I was like, oh shit, I get to see Cocaine Bear with the girl from Cocaine Bear. It was like the one
awesome.
thing I enjoyed when I lived in Florida. I was like, it's a Cocaine Bear, yeah. And then the boy in Cocaine Bear is Sweet Tooth.
Oh,
yeah?
Oh,
I didn't realize that.
huh.
I love Sweet Tooth, but I heard the kid is a jerk.
Oh,
He's
no.
like a 12-year-old. But what do you know? But
Makes
the
sense.
girl that was in Cocaine Bear, who also is like 13, she's like, nah, he's an asshole. I was like, well, first off, should you be saying? But
She should.
yeah. So that's the word. Well, should you be using such language? But yes, if he's an asshole, call it like it is. All right. I don't know, Tim. I'm trying to buy time with Cocaine
Yeah.
Bear stories. It's gonna bug me because I feel like it's obvious. The
2006.
cheerleader or the babysitter is getting murdered just seems so obvious, especially if it was remade. It's not anything like.
The Hills Have Eyes.
It's not a deep cut. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Is it
Tim said Hills Have Eyes. Was it not
No.
that?
No.
They live is stuck in my head.
No.
And that's
no,
not right
she
for
said
any
they
of it.
specifically died.
No. 79.
All right, I said Halloween.
Yeah.
It's not Nightmare on Elm Street.
No.
It's not the other one, Friday the 13th.
It's not Twin Peaks.
Mm-mm.
It's not.
Oh, have you seen Twin Peaks? Oh,
Yeah.
on that note, she did say it was a piece of media. Like, she didn't commit to the term movie.
No, she didn't.
And so, a little, is it a...
It's Our Town.
I wish it was Our Town. God damn, the amount of times I've sat through Our Town. If it was that, ugh.
This is legit bugging me. Like, I was having fun and learning so much, and now I'm, like, annoyed.
When did Black Phone come out?
Probably not
Black Phone
2006.
was based...
It's probably
Not
not.
2006.
It wasn't 2006, and Black Phone's based on a short story from
I haven't seen Black Phone yet.
Stephen King's son.
Joe Hill.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Hill. It's a Joe Hill short story. I'm not a big horror fan, but I do enjoy when there's something kind of unique or good or different. And Black Phone was it, man. That was a good one.
Lock and Key was a fantastic read.
Oh,
That's
fuck
also
yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Hill's great. Joe Hill knows how to
Yeah.
write an ending, like, better than most horror writers.
All right. Is there any more clues?
So if you're a Joe Hill fan, I feel like you have to check out Black Phone.
absolutely. I've heard that several times. I didn't realize it was Joe Hill, but I've heard that it's good.
And I think they're making another one, which I'm not excited about, but it did pretty well. So, Long Legs was pretty... Is it Long Legs?
We just watched Long Legs. Yeah.
That was interesting. I liked it.
Yeah,
really
I did too.
dug it.
It was a good movie. It was a good movie. Nicolas Cage is great in everything.
Mm-hmm. He gets right to the line.
He gets right to the line. Is there any more clues that's going to help us figure this out?
I can keep going with plot. Meanwhile, in Colorado, 125 miles away from the crime scene, 16-year-old Jill Johnson is babysitting for the wealthy Mandrakis family as a consequence of exceeding her cell phone minutes. Mrs. Mandrakis shows her around and mentions their live-in housemaid, Rosa.
Goonies.
Goonies.
Nope.
Good guess. Good
That is
guess.
a good guess. I'm afraid I don't know it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We gotta watch it now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like she has me saw. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay, all right. Well, Colorado, made in the 70s and then remade. Fuck.
I know. The worst part is I've probably seen it, but I don't remember it.
Come on, Alex, we need you.
I haven't seen it. There's just no way.
Damn it, Alex! I was counting on you.
I know. I'm
Like,
sorry.
if anybody can get us out of this lurch,
Yeah, that would be like the worst phone a friend in all history ever.
Oh boy. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit more plot because I would say that actually this would be the worst phone a friend. After the parents leave, Jill receives threatening phone calls from someone who mostly says nothing and then hangs up. She initially believes it's her friends playing a prank, but when she contacts them, they deny it.
Like Caller or something like that.
Still Scream. Just
It's not
Scream
Scream.
again. There's no way to know.
I am stumped. I am legitimately stumped, and it's gonna annoy me because it is gonna be something. Even if I haven't seen it, I feel like I'll at least be familiar of a remake.
Yeah, like if it's famous enough to be remade for its 25-minute scene about it's like in the oeuvre, right? We should know.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't, but you guys should know.
Yeah. I will say
No, I
that
feel like you're right.
I
I feel like I should know.
While the 1979 version is a cult classic, the 2006 version is pretty widely panned.
I also don't know. I feel like I should know. To your point, Alex, like, oh, they took this opening scene and extended it into a whole thing. Was it? No.
Dial in for murder.
No.
I guess, funny enough, I was like, Psycho?
Yeah, I thought that too because of the remake.
Because Psycho had, I think, like, a lot of people forget about. There's a lot of other scenes in Psycho. Man, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know it.
All right.
Is it The Shining?
It's
Is
not
this
the
where
Shining.
we get to search? Oh, speaking of Tim,
Uh-oh.
I have had on my list Dr. Sleep. I haven't watched it, I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things.
I loved it.
And I have a friend that loves it, and I like what the fuck am I do that did all the
Flanagan.
Netflix shows.
Flanagan.
Yeah, Flanagan. So I'm like, I need to check that out. And so you've helped.
You know what?
move me.
Actually, Jenna has been talking about Mike Flanagan forever. But I remember you talking about Flanagan on In Addition, and I think that was part of the reason that I was like, okay, I really need to start listening. This is
Yeah, no, that's cool. I was really excited that you finally watched a thing that I told you to watch, but now I learn it was Tony. That's fine. This is fine.
Jenna's been trying to tell you, yo, you really need to watch Sorry to Bother You. Yeah, whatever.
Midnight Mass was so good.
Oh, wait. Oh, is it The Hills Have Eyes? I'm Googling, by the way.
Stop
can we Google?
Googling.
You already said
Stop
that, right?
No.
Googling.
We have to.
Oh, I thought we were Googling
No.
time.
It's a race. It's a race.
Yeah.
It's a race.
I thought Tim was on his. I'm sorry. I thought Tim was Googling.
No, not yet. Not yet.
All right.
Okay.
Is
Okay. Sorry.
everybody other than Tony ready?
Yes.
Yes.
And go.
All right. So I'll take a sip of my drink since I cheated.
No, just
It's
keep
not The Hills
going.
Have Eyes, though, by the way, so you can keep going.
Crap.
When a stranger calls.
Phantasm?
Yeah, Tim.
Oh, that one came up first.
know.
Yeah.
I've
But I just
not
went to
heard of-
Phantasm because it sounded better.
I've not heard of this movie.
Phantasm's dope, though. I was like, what do you know about Phantasm?
Oh, Phantasm is cool.
Mhm.
And which one was this? This was When a Stranger Calls.
Mhm.
Huh. Yeah, I don't feel bad for not knowing that.
I've never
now that
heard of
I
it in
see
my
it.
life.
I'm like, yeah, fuck that movie.
It's not great. It's not as bad as like a lot of people will post on the internet about, but it's not great.
It's certainly not good. Not worth it's only an hour and 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Certainly not worth your hour and 27 minutes.
It's one of those things where it's like if you have a fever and have to lay on the couch forever and you don't want to pay attention, that's a perfect movie for it.
But there's some people in it.
Yeah, stop looking at those people. You cheater.
Oh.
You cheating cheater. You doing some cheating, you cheating cheater. All right, are you guys
Yeah, you know me.
ready for piece of media number 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Piece of media
It was a movie.
just a movie. Piece of media number 2 is a 2018 science fiction horror thriller film written and directed by Alex Garland, loosely based on the 2014 novel of the same name by Jeff Vandermeer.
All right, I know that one because I love that movie and I love Jeff Garland. And I did now cheat because I was like, who's in this other movie? So I totally know this one. And I think I may know your through line, but I totally know this one. Should I share it?
Yeah, if you know it. If you already know it.
It is Annihilation.
It is Annihilation.
Nope. Didn't.
Yo, have you seen Annihilation?
No.
It's so good.
Oh my god!
It's-
Jenna, you've seen it?
Yeah.
It's that bear, man.
That
I still
bear.
think I think about that bear every other day.
I want like a
'Cause it is one-
life-size version of it in my home.
No.
I do. It's terrifying
No.
and I love it.
Yes. So, Annihilation, I mean, exactly what she said. Sci-fi horror, which horror is so vague sometimes. You know, so when you say, like, if I say sci-fi horror, I think of like alien, like stuff, creatures jumping out at you. It's not that at all. It's more like mindfuck sci-fi. Like, you guys mentioned in Mouth of Madness the other
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
episodes. I love that one. But yeah, kind of like weird and trippy and uncomfortable horror. And yeah, it is up there.
I would say it's like self-destruction horror.
Yes, the stomach thing with what's that guy's name? With Moon Knight,
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac scene. Yeah, that's him in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, creepy. Still, I'm still like, as soon as I say it, I'm like, oh, remember that? Remember like it? That stuff. It stuck with me, but especially that bear.
That bear.
Annihilation. You have no clue because they're on another planet. It's like a different time of Oakland. No, but they're on another planet. They're trying to solve some like, I don't know, space like geological problems or something. Like, oh man, the atmosphere is all right, cool, whatever. And it's just all over the place. Yeah, it is highly recommend.
Okay.
It's a good
All right.
one.
Yeah.
I'm adding it to my list.
I sign off on anything Alex Garland. I love Alex
Okay.
Garland. So
It's good stuff. Are you guys ready for number 3?
Yes.
ready as I'm gonna be.
Hell yeah. Number 3 is a 2021 American historical drama film written
I'm out.
and directed by Rebecca Hall in her feature directorial debut.
American historical.
Yeah, so I am not a big history person, and I don't like real life history. I don't like movie hit. Like, I just meh. And so I'm with y'all on like,
Yeah.
you know, The Patriot and what was that movie and who I don't know. They're all the same to me. They're all like
Perfect.
one of them presidents and cowboys or something.
I'm gonna find
So
out more
this
about
was
the
a-
Patriot. I can feel it.
This was a, you said, say it again? 2020 something?
2021.
2021 American historical drama film.
See, here's the other thing. I want like a context to that. Like, are we talking like Bridgerton historical, whatever, or are we talking like the
Accurate,
reenactment
yeah.
of,
All right.
you know?
I'll give you this.
You don't
next
have to. It's just
part.
what I'd like.
It is adapted from the 1929 novel of the same name by Nella Larson, set in the 1920s New York City.
The Great Gatsby.
First thing I went to was,
No.
no, that's Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah.
First thing I went to was Pride and Prejudice, but that's not
Oh.
Pride and Prejudice. That's not Little Women.
1920s New York City.
Mm-hmm.
The movie came out
Last
fairly
dinner. Big night.
Nope.
Neither of those are historical dramas. I just really wanted to tell you that I knew names.
What was going on in the 20s in New York?
A lot, I feel. I feel like a lot.
So much. Especially in this movie.
I even feel like I know the through line, and I still can't get there. Like I
Yeah.
still can't put it together. I need another clue.
All right, I'm going to give you some plot. In 1920s New York City, Irene Redfield, a light-skinned black woman living in Harlem, meets a childhood friend, Claire Bellew, by chance at a hotel dining room. Irene is married to a black doctor. She learns that Claire has been living as a white woman and has married a wealthy white man from Chicago. This is a fucking fantastic movie, by the way. It's filmed in black and white, and it's just ridiculously amazing. And the person who plays the opposite, who plays Claire, is Ruth Negga, and she's spectacular in it.
I love Ruth Negga.
Me too.
What did we just see her in? It wasn't, because we were talking about Preacher. It had
Oh my God, we were
Dominic
no.
Cooper in it also. It was Warcraft, wasn't it?
Oh,
Was it Warcraft?
I think so.
Yeah, it might have been. It was
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Now I gotta watch it.
No,
no,
you
you
don't.
don't.
No, you don't.
But Ruth Nega's great in it.
hmm
No, I don't know this one. I don't know a black and white movie that was released in 2021.
Also gonna bug me because I feel like I should at least be familiar. Now I know I haven't seen it, but I feel like I should at least have a familiarity of this movie.
That's okay. We can. Oh, this is produced by Forrest Whitaker, by the way. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh! Well,
Yeah.
Ghost Dog. Ghost Dog 2.
Yes, Ghost Dog 2.
It's not the Josephine Baker story, is it?
No. All right. Do you guys want to go to Google?
All right. No name rhymes this time?
No.
Oh, man. All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I am prepared.
And go.
Passing.
Yes.
Nope. Didn't know it.
I have never heard of that.
It's so good. And Alexander Skarsgård is in it, plays Ruth Nega's husband. So good.
Was this a theatrical release?
I don't
2021 was
know.
weird times, though, right? For
That's
movies?
true. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
I know that it was on Netflix. That's how I watched it.
I think it's a Netflix movie. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where, and that doesn't make it any less, but that is where I am start to lose some of my knowledge because I was such a theater movie theater theatrical release person, and like there's no previews anymore. I used to keep up with previews,
Yep.
you know, and so no, and so I have to say not only have I not seen this, I'm legitimately not even familiar with it, which it makes me sad. Like I hate to there's a ton of people in it. It seems awesome. It seems really interesting. And I'm like,
All right.
And then I'm sorry, I was like, "What's the poster?" I would have remembered the poster.
Oh, the posters?
But again, there's no posters.
Yeah.
For these Netflix. I mean, there's
art.
There's promotional
Yeah.
artwork.
Yeah, that
that's
artwork is
awesome.
Beautiful.
But again, I wouldn't have seen this poster like, at a theater or something. Yeah, I'm just getting old and I'm complaining about the movies that come out on the TV. All right.
Okay, what's the next one?
All right.
What have
Number
I seen?
4 is a 2022 American drama film. Get this, directed by Steve Buscemi and written by Alessandro Camon.
I don't remember Steve Buscemi directing anything,
And
but
yet,
it came out in 2022.
yep,
And you
There
said
you
directed by
Steve
who?
Buscemi.
Written by who?
uh,
Written by who?
Alice-
Alexander.
Alessandro Camon.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I was someone else with similar name. I was like, what? Okay, got it. Directed by Steve Buscemi, kind of new. He's in 2022.
Yeah, only 2 years old.
Yeah, wow. I remember thinking I knew stuff about
Yeah,
that.
right. And then Jenna happened. What?
Tim, we ain't
What?
shit. We don't
Yeah.
know.
What's another clue?
Oh boy, here we go. Beth, who works for a call center for people to call
Sorry
in.
to bother you. Is it sorry to bother you?
Nope.
It was sorry to bother
It's
you.
not.
Call center. Sorry to
Nope.
bother you.
Where people call in simply to talk, receives a call from an inmate preparing to be released. A man that just tells his wife he doesn't love her anymore, and a young woman whose abusive boyfriend wants to pimp her out, which upsets Beth.
Yeah, just a bit.
Like, yeah.
Which, she's slightly irritated by. Oh, okay.
I would name it Lifeline if I were naming the movie.
Is it Lifeline?
It's not Lifeline. But that's a good guess. Like, that's a really good...
It's a good title, right? Have you seen this movie,
Help
Jen?
I have seen this movie.
Hotline Bling.
No.
Sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you.
Still
about a
not
call
sorry
center.
to bother you.
Okay. Is there anything else you can give us that's gonna get us closer?
So... No. Do you want to go
I'm
to
learning if I
Google?
don't know it from the jump, then I just
Yeah.
don't know it. Like, I would have known it. I don't know
But
it.
like,
I don't-
see,
This
sometimes though
one-
Jenna gets you because you think that, and then she'll give you like one detail in the plot that you'll be like, "Hang on a fucking minute," and it'll be like something very popular.
Yeah, and you'd be like,
when has that ever
snowman.
happened to you,
I've
Alex?
watched it happen to other people. I spend
Oh,
this observing. I don't experience it.
It was really, really fun watching it happen every time to Mike Kruggles. Like every
Yeah,
single
yeah.
thing that
Exactly
I
who I
said.
was thinking of.
Mhm.
Exactly who I was thinking of when we were
So-
saying this.
We can either go
That's
to...
because you have to tell him something 3 times before he starts to think about it. You're like, here's the thing. What? No, here's the other thing. And so the third thing, he's like, oh, I'll pay attention now. And then his brain kicked in. I listen, I'm paying attention. I would have known it. There's no... Directed by Steve Buscemi, that should be
That
enough.
should be, right?
should
That
be
should
enough.
be game over.
And you would think that this movie was so different just based on the fact that it's directed by Steve Buscemi, but it's a drama, for sure, for sure.
Okay. So we're gonna Google.
We can either go to Google. This is Alex's favorite statement. We can either go to Google or we can do word association.
Word association.
Okay.
Okay.
It's my favorite thing.
Okay. All right. Oh boy. When you do call someone, the thing that you want them to do...
Pick up.
Answer.
Nope. But, I mean, yeah, I don't want them to answer or pick up generally when I call them.
Voicemail?
Nope. Like you're
Reject.
already
Call.
talking to them
Respond.
Respond.
before that.
Listen.
Okay,
Hello?
so someone who does that,
A listener.
The listener.
the listener. There we go. Fantastic. That was
Good luck parsing out who
We
won
actually-
that one.
We actually got there. I don't care, man. It happened. We got there.
We're
I
a team.
would
We're a
know.
team. We're not competing. And in the end, Jenna wins. The movie is called The Listener.
Yep.
I don't know. This
That's straight to fucking.
That
Yeah,
one.
I'm
right.
telling you, man.
I don't. Oh boy, I don't necessarily suggest watching that one because it is heavy stuff.
Okay.
So
should've
if
called
that's
me
the kind
for
of
a
stuff you're
title.
into, yeah, they should have. They should have.
Okay. Is there a fifth one?
There is a fifth
Ruth
one.
Nigga was in Misfits.
Yeah, man.
She must
Have
have been.
you
Was
seen
she in the
Misfits?
the second group? Yeah.
Ugh.
Or was she in the original?
No.
She's the second group, like
She's-
the
no,
later.
She's not even like a main person.
Oh, she's not a misfit.
No. I mean, she has powers, but she's not like one of the mains.
Alex, we're supposed to be doing side bits right now because they keep talking about, like, when they were talking about Annihilation.
So I'm not even doing it to be funny. I was just like, oh, I love Ruth Negga. And in my head, I was like, what the fuck did I see
Yeah.
her in? And it was bugging me. And I was like, well, let me look real quick. And I'm scrolling through, and I know I had to have missed what I know her in because I'm getting too deep. And I was like, wait,
I
Misfits?
know her
What?
from
What the-
Preacher and Warcraft. And
I'll put my
think
phone
there
down.
might have been a
In
third one.
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, it might have been it too.
Yeah.
I don't know this person.
She was in some weird sci-fi movie. Like, I'll look it up
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
I have to send you a picture of the beer donkey, and then I'll let you know. All right. So what? We have another one.
Yeah.
We have another
Yeah,
one. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
One more.
There
I'm
is
hard to keep on track. I apologize.
One more. This piece of media, number 5, is an American dystopian science fiction Western television series created by Jonathan Nolan
Westworld?
and Lisa Joy. There we go, Alex. Get it.
Yeah. my guess was Briscoe County Jr.
Oh, one day it's going to be
was
Briscoe County
Brave
Jr.
Star.
Brave Star's a better guess than Briscoe County too.
Is it Brave Star? That's another horse. You guys know 30-30
Yeah.
with the old blunderbuss shotgun. Oh
Okay.
man! All right, I'll send you that too.
So I am baffled by the fact that anybody remembers the
Star.
horse's name
I'm old.
from Brave Star. I lost that one on a quiz. Because, I should have.
We're going to start having phone a friend.
Yeah.
It just be like, "Brr. Hey, remember Brave Star? It's 30-30. It's 30-30.
I think we shouldn't have phone a friend. We should have call Tony. Like specifically call Tony.
Don't, because I'll just yell. It's 30-30. Hey, my mom's in the hospital. It's 30-30. Oh, well, you know. I love Brave Star.
Yeah,
Brave Star
was great.
You know, I'm a sci-fi geek. I love cartoons. It was the horse fucking stood on its like you would ride it, and then and then it stands on its hind legs and has a giant shotgun. Who wouldn't like that?
Yeah.
Like who tell me someone who doesn't think that's cool, and I will.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, so yes, it was. Look at that, Alex. It was Westworld. That was a good
There you
one.
go.
Way to
Got
go.
So
one.
did anybody other than Tony figure out the through line?
No.
Tony?
Westworld. What were the other ones? What was the? Oh, you didn't see Annihilation. That's gonna hurt. It's Tessa Thompson.
Of course it would be Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson.
I should have
Great
known that it
tie-in.
was going to be Tessa Thompson.
You definitely should have known.
Yeah.
As soon as you said, "Oh, I didn't even know that was Tessa Thompson."
Yeah.
I'm like, let's see what else you
Now,
know
admittedly-
Tessa Thompson's in.
Admittedly, whatever that horror movie was that you made up, yeah, she's one of the top billed, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Annihilation, I absolutely love, so I remember her from that, and then Westworld. So Jenna, that was super great, and I'm impressed with your level of Tessa Thompson movies and media.
I've just consumed a lot of media in my life.
Specifically Tessa Thompson media.
Now let's figure out where Tony knows Ruth Negga from.
It's okay. Once you've figured it out, you can tell people where they can find you.
It's 30-30. Oh, where you can find
Yeah.
me? I don't know. Just Google my name. I've been trying to get away from a lot of social media stuff, but I'm still around. So I don't know. Just Google me. You can call me. I don't know. Send me an email. You can find me at Henderson_Tony@yahoo.com. That's what I'm going to start promoting. Just email me. Let me know what's going on. What do you like Ruth Negga in? Like, just email me. Let me know. I've had that email address for 25 years, maybe. It was my first email address. If you come to Dragon Con, you'll see me there. Oh, if you email me, I'll also send you the picture of the beer donkeys.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can handle the 2 emails. But yeah, this was super fun. I was really looking forward to it. It's a good excuse to rewatch. I never rewatch movies just because I always feel like I can be watching something new. So it was a good excuse to rewatch a movie that I enjoyed again the second time. And super fun talking to y'all and learning that I actually know nothing about movies. When I'm playing at home, I'm yelling at the radio like, oh, come on. That's, It's Ghost Dog. It's clearly Ghost Dog. And here I am,
You know where we should put some beer donkeys?
In the horse barn?
In the horse barn.
Do you want to know who they'd be stable with if they were in the horse barn?
Yes.
Well, first, it would be with Moose Jaw McGraw, Big Thick Martingale, and Beta Ray Philly, which are our metal horses. And then we have a veritable plethora of other horses, like Halala Spaghettios from Nate, Iron Meriden from Philip D. Keating, who is Stevie Lake's boyfriend, from Dale Donis III, which is Steve's horse. I've never doxed him ever in my whole life. He's anonymous Steve now. Dimebag from Matt Allman, who I think would like beer donkeys. Just, quick judgment call. From Marital Combat, which is Metastrophe's horse. Metastrophe, definitely probably like beer donkeys, for sure. I know it. Glue Factory from Bean, who's too busy forging horses and the crucibles of the world. I don't know. He should learn to shoe horses. Bean, let's have a conversation about your career path henceforth when you listen to this.
Oh my God, I thought you said shoot. I was like, no, you shouldn't.
I think he should get into farrier work. And then he can come visit me. Anyways, Pony Hawk from Olivia. The fucking second L from Lost Diamy, my mortal enemy. The worst, truly the worst. And Ronnie from Scott.
Yo, wait. Where do these horses come from? I've heard that. I've listened to 2 whole episodes, and I have not figured out. Like, wait. What's going on here?
So the only reason
with this
you can't see them right now is because we still haven't gotten the house set up for when we moved in it. But normally they're going to live. They're actual toy horses that live in a toy barn that's going to live right behind Jenna. And we have these horses. Like everybody, when they join the Patreon, they get an actual horse that lives in our barn assigned to them. They pick the horse based on pictures, and they get to name the horse.
Gotcha. So join the Patreon. You
That's
get a
it.
horse.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we have some ponies, too, that we don't mention all the time, the Palladium ponies. So there's, like, Gerard Ney and other, like, really awesome horse names.
Mm-hmm. What's the other one that is very good, but only you can do it?
Is it... That one?
Yeah. That one.
Oh, yeah.
There's a shadow
Obviously.
shadow fax machine.
Shadow fax
Yeah.
machine.
Shadow fax machine is Josh's. It's a really good one.
I've learned
Yeah.
so much. And that means the world to me. It's not all valuable.
None of it's
No.
valuable,
But I've
I would
learned so much, and that's all that matters. That is so enjoyable to me. And at some point somewhere, I will use this knowledge.
Hopefully for evil. Just as Sugarfoot intended.
And this brings our podcast to an end, similarly to the way that the Equid humans ended the weird car from running over the human peoples. Anyways, thank you for listening to Horse Girls. If you want to know when new episodes are posted or share your observations of this positively academic podcast, follow us on Facebook at Horse Girls Podcast, Twitter and Instagram at Horse Girls Cast. If you want to buy some radical shirts and things, visit duckduckjenna.com, America's most beloved search engine, to search for one thing, Horse Girls merch. Do you want to take a relationship to the next level? Of course you do. You can become part of our barn at horsegirls.club or patreon.com/horsegirls, where we have a veritable plethora of things to offer you, like content, like horse talk, like Hearse Girls, but most importantly, horses in the barn. Go to singlethoughtconnection.com, THOT. I'm going to say it along, it's my favorite URL. Do you want to find us another podcast? You can. If you like TTRPGs, check out Dungeons and Drakenbeams, Late Starters, and Dragon Knight Adventure Friends. Knight, like with an N, not with a K. If you put a K in it, it will not get you anywhere. You will be lost forever, like you're in the night. Get it? Darkness. If you like Animorphs, check out Animorphs Anonymous. Surprise, we also do Surprise Deck Book Club. If you're betwitched by Jenna, check out Jenna at twitch.tv/JennaChill with one singular L. And if you put a second L anywhere near that URL, the horses will find you in the night, and they will remove you from the premises. And I don't know what they do after that. I haven't asked them, but it's probably not going to be good. So just put one singular L on twitch.tv/JennaChill. And if you, like me, can't get enough of Tim's beautiful voice, he's voice acted on such podcasts as The Way We Haunt Now, which is, Tim, you said season just wrapped?
Yeah, the last episode just dropped. So now's the
So
time
there
to
you
start
go.
binging.
Now's the time to catch up. And if you think our episode art is hella cute, that's because it is, and it was created by KCD, who writes and illustrates a webcomic called Beside You, which you can read for free at besideyoucomic.com. May the nuts of us stick to your roof.